Hey everyone, it's Stephen here and welcome to my Fahrenheit fragrance collection. So as you can see in front of me, I'm quite a big fan of Dio's Fahrenheit. I pretty much own the entire lineup now except for all the summer flankers. I have a little decant here, Fahrenheit 32, mainly because I don't like it that much, so I don't see myself buying a full bottle. But here I'm going to kind of go through them. So here's where it all began, the original EDTs. This is the current formulation available in shops, and I think this is like a 2015 and 2016 batch. So with the latest formulation, in my opinion now, this is actually pretty close to the vintage one. I've read immensely stupid amounts about Fahrenheit, and people on Fragrantica kind of saying that the most recent formulations were quite vanillic, and they've strayed away from the original quite a lot. But in my opinion, that's not true at all. When you smell this, you'll get a heavy dose of violet leaf and that kind of burnt gasoline smell, which Fahrenheit is known for. And people are claiming, that was kind of taken away from the fragrance. Okay, so that may have been true in perhaps earlier formulations, but people are saying from 2015 onwards, the fragrance has been taken back to its roots. So yes, Fahrenheit, I've reviewed this already. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I absolutely adore this scent, and that's what's kick-started kind of me purchasing all these bottles here. I mean, I kind of wanted one of each, and then I started buying backer bottles. Really silly, I'll have backer bottles upon backer bottles. So I'm going to kind of give a quick rundown of them all, compare sort of the vintage ones that I have against the current formulations, and just run down what's up. So I'll quickly jump into Fahrenheit Cologne as well. Bring this here. So I bought this one used, 125ml. So I think as well, in terms of Dio taking Fahrenheit here back to the original composition, I think it may be kind of related to this. Back in 2015 is when this was released. So kind of, I think that Dio has kind of taken the fresher approach with this one and then also reformulated the original back to how it was. It kind of makes sense they would do that. And yeah, Fahrenheit Cologne, it's got great performance, it lasts for a long time for my skin. It's far fresher. It has a similar opening note, in my opinion, to Dio Homme Sport 2012, and it's quite similar to the one I found in Eau Sauvage Cologne by Dio. So to me, they share the same kind of citrus opening. So because of that alone, and because I like this more, I sold the Eau Sauvage Cologne. And yeah, I really do like this. It's a far fresher take on Fahrenheit. I said in my fragrance review of Fahrenheit that it is usable in summer, and I stand by that statement. I've been wearing this in summer, I have been wearing the Aqua one more because it is kind of more suited towards summer, but you can wear the original for sure. So yeah, Fahrenheit is a fresher take on this. It also retains a lot of the original. As this dries down, you get a kind of spicy nutmeg feel from it. It's very close to the original in dry down, basically. The freshness kind of, it's like a kind of, I read it for granted, it's a two-layered composition, and I can see that the top is kind of much different to what it becomes. So I really do enjoy Fahrenheit Cologne, and I got 2 bottles of that, and I've been wearing it now as the summer comes in. So what I'll do now as well is compare the original to one of my vintages. Or 2 of them rather. So, right, this fragrance here is the 2005 reformulation. You can see the difference in the, well, this demonstrates the differences, The current composition has a different coloured cap, sorry, different shaped cap here compared to this one, and it doesn't say anything here. The second reformulation Fahrenheit has the eau de toilette longer, and the first formulation is like this. So I think this is a 2002 release, and it was reformulated again 2005, I think. But honestly, there's not that much difference to me. I think the current one, like I said, has been taken back to how it was, so I haven't smelled slightly older Fahrenheit to actually compare them, but this one is kind of, I think the top notes have spoiled a bit in this one. It doesn't seem as rich from the start, but when it dries down, it comes into that classical. There's not that much of a difference I can find between these, to be honest. But this one does open up better because it doesn't seem like the top notes have kind of dissipated. They are more kind of in place. So I also have this vintage Fahrenheit, which is a limited edition one. So it comes in a silver thing, like you can see. Focus. So Some silver here all around. A bit tacky because it's all peeling off, but this is not fake. There's not much information about this online, but I found a few people on For Granted kind of base notes talking about it. And this is a 1997 release based on the batch code. And this one, it hasn't faded at all. The top note is still there. It's a very, very strong violet leaf note, and that sort of gasoline is a bit more prominent in this one than the most recent one, but again, like, it's not that noticeable. I've kind of bought these vintage ones for fairly cheap, to be honest. I mean, I've got them for decent prices. I mean, I paid about 40 quid for this, and I paid 20 to 30 each for all these, so it's not too bad really. And I also recently acquired, for some reason I bought a Fahrenheit aftershave. To be honest, I don't know why. I mean, I got enough vintage, it's just stupid impulsive buying. The aftershave has got good strength to it, even though it's like aftershave lotion. I've been decanting it, and I generally shave in the night and then go to bed, so I don't really use it after an actual shave. And I shave my head, you know, so I could use it, but I just don't. So I bought that just for the sake of it, so I don't know, it was a bit pointless really. So I have here a sample of Fahrenheit 32. This is very different to me. I gotta say that it just doesn't make me think of Fahrenheit in any shape or form. It's a very kind of vanillic, somewhat sweet fragrance. I don't know, it just doesn't kind of sit well with me. I do have another sample, but I couldn't be asked to bring them both down. I've tested it a few times, but to be honest I haven't really worn it. I do need to actually wear it and try it that way, as opposed to just spraying some on my arm. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be the type of scent that I like. It's a bit too sweet for my liking, to be honest. I have nothing against floral scents, which this is, but it just doesn't really seem to do it for me. I can't think how to describe it. It's not like fresh or clean. Sorry, it is clean, but it's not like a fresh aquatic at all. It's just kind of sweet and floral. It's not my thing at all really. So I'm glad to have a decant, so it saved me purchasing a bottle, especially since the price is quite high on it. So Fahrenheit Absolute, I'm wearing this currently. This one, it doesn't perform the best to me. It seems to sit as a skin scent quite quickly. It doesn't seem to kind of radiate off your skin, but it has a really, really cool kind of effect. To me, it's quite smoldering, that's the way to describe it. It feels like there's things burning. I mean, the main notes here are, if I remember, incense, myrrh and oud, but not like, or actually oud wood as opposed to kind of oud oil. And the effect you get from it is like, these are all kind of things that people burn to kind of release the smell. So, you know, frankincense. So that's the effect with Fahrenheit. I kind of understand now where it's going. So I wasn't sure like what it was trying to do. It was quite dark and mysterious. Absolutely gorgeous scent, but I didn't really understand it. But now knowing those notes, you know, they're all suited for burning and to release aroma. That's what Fahrenheit absolutely tries to capture. And kind of as it dries down, it does kind of give us this very smoky, burning kind of smell. And I really, really do enjoy that. The longevity isn't the best, you know. It's supposed to be an eau de toilette intense, which would kind of signify that it's stronger. But, you know, it's not stronger in my opinion. Fahrenheit Cologne, which I don't think is an EDT, it is actually a cologne. That seems to last longer. But saying that, you know, overall, I'm just fucking terrible at judging like performance with fragrances. I think things are weak and don't last, but then like I've had people tell me otherwise, so yeah, I don't know. Aqua Fahrenheit. So I absolutely adore this fragrance. It took me a few wearings to actually kind of really go, wow, yes, this is fantastic. But I've actually really, really fallen for this. Out of the Fahrenheit flankers, this is my favourite. I prefer the original over all the flankers, but this reigns king in my opinion. It has a lovely minty opening with basil, I believe. And fellow reviewer Gaz said it reminds him of an old people's home. I was struggling to actually see what he meant by that, but one wearing, I don't know, I can't describe it, but I kind of see where he's coming from, but it doesn't detract from the fragrance, in my opinion. I really do enjoy this one. I've got 3 bottles of this now, so I'm well stocked up. Yeah, Aqua Fahrenheit has good performance too. The longevity is great. For the first couple of hours you get a good projection, and I do think that it's a lovely smell. I wore it to work not too long ago, and you know, I got to the office probably about 20 minutes after spraying it, and I was sitting at my desk and somebody walked past and he was like, "Oh, there's a lovely smell over here." And of course it was me, because nobody else really wears strong fragrances. So it was kind of like a, yeah, cool. So that pretty much sums up my Fahrenheit collection really. There's the summer flanker, it's like Fahrenheit 0 I think it is, or Fahrenheit de Summer or something like that. I've actually came across one on eBay, but I'm not going to buy it because there's no point. I've got my kind of Fahrenheit freshies in Aqua here and Fahrenheit cologne, so there's just no need for it. But like in terms of vintage Fahrenheit, you know, there's not much variation between the batches, and for what you can buy in the shops nowadays, I think that's good enough. So excuse the jump in the editing there. I kind of forgot to mention Fahrenheit Parfum for some reason. I just kind of overlooked it in that previous video. So this one I haven't really worn that much. The weather hasn't been really that bad to kind of warrant wearing it. So I've probably tested this one the least in my collection. But it is an absolutely drop dead gorgeous fragrance. Thankfully I don't get too much vanilla from there, because I'm not too fussed on vanilla. But yeah, this is just really nice. It has a really high quality violet leaf, and just the smell overall is very dark, mysterious, very alluring, and it's just bloody gorgeous. And I also overlooked mentioning my fake Fahrenheit. So I bought this and I had a refund on it. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick this up, but there's basically like a sort of sticker here, and if you look at the batch, I'm not sure, I don't think you'll be able to see this, but it basically says it's an eau de parfum, which obviously there isn't. You know, the textures too kind of squashed together. When you compare it against this, you know, you can see the difference in the quality of the bottle. Just the writing here is just wrong. So yeah, as soon as I bought this, I was kind of laughing and contacted the seller because I bought it on eBay, stupidly. Got my money back, thankfully. And I've also bought another fake one. I kind of bought this spur of the moment. This was another eBay purchase, and I kind of was looking in the auctions and I came across this. And again, like as soon as I bought it, I kind of then looked at the packaging in closer detail, and I was actually going to ask for a refund before the guy even sent it to me. I mean, if you look at the E's here, let's try and focus, then they kind of like straight, you know, Fahrenheit, the E's are very curved, and it just doesn't match, you know, and looking at it, I was like, that's kind of wrong. And when you look at the bottle, check this out, you know, the text literally just would scratch it off, like so. I mean, obviously in this one, you just can't do it. Excuse the shakiness. But yeah, you know, you can't really scratch this off. And again, like the batch, the sort of sticker at the bottom, I don't think it's filming it, but you know, it should kind of look similar to this. So yeah, I got my money back on this one. Thankfully, you know, seller, I kind of said, you know, I'm not sending this back to you, refund me, and he did, so yeah. So yeah, be careful of what you're buying, guys. You know, this is kind of disguised pretty much as the vintage formulation in the box, but then if it's the vintage one, it should say eau de toilette, kind of in a shorter, kind of starting at the A here and ending at the I. So just be wary of what you're buying, okay? There's some pricks out there on eBay. So right, that sums it up, guys, and take care and see you soon. Laters.